Okay, dear students, let's understand the last part of today's lesson, lesson number 1, science, that is gravitational potential energy. Now, you have learnt about the concept of potential energy in your previous standard. What is potential energy? It is the energy in a body or in an object due to its state of rest or of its position, means that body is not moving. So the energy which is contained in that body is called as potential energy. Now, the higher you move a body, the more will be its potential energy. Correct? So, now this concept of potential energy, again this energy, it is relative, because if you move say a bucket of water from this part till here, if here is the floor, from here till here, the energy that the bucket, the water in the bucket will contain here, it will be less as compared to the energy if you lift the bucket up till here. So here the energy, potential energy will be more, down it will be comparatively lesser. So now let's read that part. We have studied potential energy in last standard. The energy stored in an object because of its position or state is called potential energy. This energy is relative and increases as we go to greater heights from the surface of the earth. We had assumed that potential energy of an object of mass m at a height h from the ground is mgh, and on the ground it is 0. When h is small compared to the radius of the earth, we can assume g to be constant and can use the above formula, that is m into g into h. So here we had studied previously that if an aeroplane is flying here, so the gravitational force acting on that, it will be g only, that is 9.8, we assume that only. But if the height is more, then in that case the impact of the gravitational pull goes on reducing as you move to greater heights. But for large values of h, the value of g decreases with increase in height. So you have studied, like if it's a satellite, there the value of g is almost 0. For an object at infinite distance from the earth, the value of g is 0 and earth's gravitational force does not act on the object. So here if you see, say if you are throwing an object from here, it will go to a particular height and it will bounce back on the earth. Correct? If you throw another object again here with little more initial velocity, what will happen? It will reach to height where its velocity will go on reducing till 0. So the final velocity will become 0 here and will come back. So for an object to be thrown out from this pull of the earth, it should have a higher velocity where it will cross the earth's gravitational pull. So this velocity at which the object is able to cross the gravitational pull of the earth is called as its escape velocity. I hope this concept is clear with you. When an object is able to cross the earth's gravitational pull, at that velocity is called as escape velocity. So at a particular velocity, what will happen? This object will be able to surpass the gravitational pull of the earth and will go to such a place where the gravitational pull will be 0 on it. For an object at infinite distance from the earth, the value of g is 0. Earth's gravitational force does not act on the object. So it is more appropriate to assume the value of potential energy to be 0 there. So here, if the object is lying here, the gravity is 0 here. Gravitational pull is 0 here by the earth, right? And you know that potential energy formula is mgh. So you will get your potential energy, since g is equal to 0, you will get your potential energy here will be 0. Now if there are some objects which are at this distance, okay, so what will happen? Its potential energy, it will be less than 0. So we give that potential energy's formula as minus G, that is universal constant of gravitation, m into n upon r plus h. So what is r? It is radius of the earth. And what is h? It is the height at which, or the distance at which the object is from the earth. And what does n stand for? It is the mass of the object, and capital M is the mass of the earth. I hope this is clear to all of you. Gravitational potential energy. Now let's move on to the next concept, that is escape velocity. I have already given you an idea of what is escape velocity. The velocity at which the object is able to cross or surpass the gravitational pull of the earth, that velocity is called as escape velocity. Let's read it from here. We have seen that when a ball is thrown upwards, its velocity decreases because of the gravitation of the earth. The velocity becomes zero after reaching a certain height, and after the stone starts falling down. Its maximum height depends on its initial velocity. According to Newton's law equation of motion, v square is equal to u square plus 2as. Please pay attention on the board here. Now v square is equal to u square plus 2as. Now what happens is, at a particular height, what will happen? The velocity will become zero, because after this it takes a U-turn and comes down, right? So final velocity it will be zero. U will be the initial velocity with which it is moving. 2 into A is nothing but minus V, because it is moving in the direction opposite to that of acceleration due to gravity, and S is the displacement or the total distance travelled. So here I have written here minus 2 into minus G into S will be minus 2gs. I will shift here, it will become 2gs. So S will be equal to U square upon 2g. In your textbook that minus sign has been printed, I think. So cancel that sign. It should not be minus U square upon 2g. It should be only U square upon 2g. So from this, what can you make out? More the initial, now S and U square, they are directly proportional, right? So more the initial velocity, more will be the displacement. More the initial velocity, more will be the displacement. So here, thus higher the initial velocity u, the larger is the height reached by the ball. The reason for this is that higher the initial velocity, the ball will oppose the gravity of the earth more, and larger will be the height to which it can reach. We have seen that value of g keeps decreasing as we go higher above the surface of the earth. Thus the force pulling the ball downward decreases as the ball goes up. If we keep increasing this initial velocity of the ball, it will reach larger and larger heights, and above a particular value of the initial velocity of the ball is able to overcome the downward pull by the earth and can escape the earth forever and will not fall back on the earth. This velocity, initial velocity at which the object moves away from the gravitational pull of the earth, is called as the escape velocity. We can determine its value using the law of conservation of energy as follows. I will just continue this in the next part of the video. Thank you.